Okay, what do we got going on here? Hello. Today is a serious video. Most of my videos are serious because we don't have time to mess around. Anyway, it's about a serious illness called schizophrenia. I just wanted to um, do like a little recap. Hello, redefined living. How are you? Little recap on schizophrenia, what it is, and what the possible cure might be. And I want to show you. Hello, Honesty Angel, and redefine living. Oh, I told you. And a chill with cat. Anyway, um, I wanted to talk a little bit about what schizophrenia is and what the possible cure is. And I'm not just going to talk about it. I want to illustrate something here, and that is with a share screen here, and this is a YouTube video that I watched. It says 2 years ago, probably more like 3 years ago, but I don't know if this will help substantiate my story, my case, where it talks about schizophrenia. This is who is it, Robert Spolsky or somebody? Yeah, Sapolsky, and I forget what he was talking about or what he was saying, but I guess he was talking about schizophrenia. It's basically the only video that I can see on talking about schizophrenia on YouTube. But anyways, I forget what the video is about or what he was talking about, but basically, it's probably not any different than what's commonly spoken about schizophrenia. But anyways, this is what I wanted to show you. This is jungle jargon 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was still working at a high security airport, and so I was kind of risking, by writing this, but and then kind of not because it seems like nobody even cares. But anyways, check this out here, and I'm assuming that this is readable. Let me just double check to see what's going on here. Dan straight. Shalom, brother. Bond, how you doing? Um, Amigos, bom dia, amigos. Deus é bom. Deus é muito bom. Okay, so let me just read this real quick. This is what I wrote 2 years ago while I was still working at a high security airport. Of course, after 9/11, that your background was checked every 6 months or so, or less. And I retired from the job, so now I can talk without any threat of complications. Okay, says here, jungle jargon. Note: do not try to get off medications on your own. It may not be an option for you. See end of this message. Okay, then now apparently I go into a possible cure for schizophrenia. Regarding the treatment of schizophrenia, some people say the sooner you get off medication, the sooner you will never be able to stop medications without withdrawal. What did I mean? Let me read this again. Regarding treatment of schizophrenia, some people say the sooner you get on medications, the sooner you will never be able to stop taking medications without withdrawal. There are different people that have different opinions about schizophrenia, how to treat it, but in some cases, medication is is absolutely essential. I mean, there are extreme cases of schizophrenia. It's a horrible thing. It's a horrible disease or uh, phenomena, and usually it's it's a person who's in the the young adult years is when a person becomes schizophrenic. But there are cases where people are born with it. And those cases where people are born with it is very, very difficult, very, very painful. Okay. So the medications usually cause extreme psychoactive effects, side effects, and withdrawal symptoms. So the medications themselves are psychoactives and do have psychoactive side effects that are extremely hard to get off of because they cause withdrawal symptoms. The medications themselves. Okay, the medications usually cause that. Check out the literature. Yeah, all you have to do is check the literature, and there are people, psychiatrists, who do talk about the medication. It may be you can choose instead to ignore the hallucinations and they will go away. Myself personally, I never took medication at all, so it was probably easier for me to become free of schizophrenia than it would be for somebody who was prescribed medication or has been prescribed medication, because usually they'll put a person on one medication. If that doesn't work, they'll try another medication, then another medication, and then a new medication will come along and they'll try that. So they're already deep into the medicating process, might say. Okay. And this is what I wrote, of course, 2 years, almost probably 3 years ago. What would you give to no longer have the symptoms of schizophrenia? It would give you a great sense of achievement. You will have a party all by yourself because no one else really cares about your recovery. When you make your own money and become self sufficient, which was my case. So, so I was, extremely, you know, blessed or happy about it, but I couldn't tell nobody. I couldn't I couldn't tell anybody about it. I couldn't tell a psychiatrist. I couldn't tell anybody. Recovery means that you no longer have the symptoms of schizophrenia. That's recovery. Otherwise, it's not a recovery, obviously. I mean, if you think about it, recovery means that you're not on medication and you no longer have any of the symptoms of schizophrenia. You're no longer unstable and unreliable. You have to ignore your hallucinations. Uh, you have to ignore your hallucinations and phobias, etc. Try it. The more you ignore them, the more they will go away. It is not easy to want to give them up and ignore them, but it works. It really works. Your hallucinations will cower and melt like the Wicked Witch of the West. If you watch The Wizard of Oz, the witch says, "I'm melting, I'm melting." Anyways, that's what will happen to your hallucinations. Your actions matter. Do good, and you will have a clear conscience. Do wrong, and you will have good reason to fear. That goes for the people encouraging you to become dependent on psychoactive chemicals with extreme side effects as well. It's good for everybody. No one gets away with what they choose to do. The big machine is not always right. The huge system is out of control. No one can stop the madness except you. Okay, just ignore your favorite hallucinations because they are just not worth the excruciating pain that they are causing you. As a side note, if you are already on medication, do not try to get off medication on your own. You need a lot of moral support. You need family. If you have family, if you need somebody to watch you, if you try to get off medication, because there's side effects from medication, and you may have a reoccurrence. You may have a relapse if you get, because that's what happens. You get off the medication, you're good for a month or so, or and then you just lose your mind just escalates, and it's just out of control again, totally out of control. But that and that's not even counting any side effects that you will have um, when you stop taking medication. So it says, do not try to get off medication on your own. It can cause severe withdrawal symptoms and complications. You need professional support to help you through that, if that's even an option for you. Some people have very severe cases of schizophrenia and are heavily medicated. I'm not just saying that for the kids, for the kicks. Sadly, it's true. Schizophrenia ranges from very mild to very severe. But I just wanted to show this, you know, what I wrote 2 years ago when I was still working at a high security airport. In a very, I was driving around the airplanes with a tow truck. You know, I was driving in and out of the airplanes, international airplanes. Won't say which ones, but international airports with a tow truck. So it's a high security airport. You have to have qualifications. You have to have skill, and that was my job. And so I really couldn't tell anybody about my schizophrenia. Well, which obviously, I mean, the truth be told, I no longer had any of the symptoms. I didn't have any of the symptoms of schizophrenia anymore, and that's the reason why I could hold the job for 30 years. Because if I had schizophrenia, I wouldn't even have the job. But anyways, I thought I'd run through that. Just this is Jungle Jargon 2 years ago, and it's the video on Robert Sapolsky, professor. And I don't even know what the video is about. Stanford University is the website. I haven't watched the video in 2 or 3 years, so I don't remember what he said, if it was worth anything or not. But it seems to be the only video on YouTube that seems to be talking in any detail about schizophrenia. But anyway, see what's going on here. Anybody? None of these medication require that you be slowly taken off them or weaned off of them. Okay, God provides a cure. I've read many similar things. Medication builds up your blood, and if you stop immediately, you can suffer extreme side effects. Builds up in your blood. Yeah. Okay. Okay. We got Jeremy Martin. We got Sam. Redefine living. Okay, and Matt Bond. Apparently. Um. Yeah, but anyways, that's about it. I got I got 8 people watching. That's a record for me. Um, I don't know if anybody wanted to discuss it. Maybe I'll just share a link here in case somebody wants to discuss. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta invite. Invite. Okay, copy the clipboard. Just in case. Just in case somebody wants to talk about it. Or that or anything else, it doesn't matter. Um, I would like to talk to some atheists about the Y chromosome, but if they never joined before, I don't expect them to want to join now, if they're even following me. Okay. But anyways, if nobody wants to join, then I'll probably just end it in a few. But that's about it. Oh, what did I messed up my sharing is what I did. Okay. Okay, let me just go ahead and share screen again. Oh, here we go. We got uh, we got Dan Straight. Are you there? Um, hope I don't have something wrong here. Let me see. Yeah, Dan's getting ready. Anyways, go ahead and speak if you want. If you would like, Dan, I'll just go ahead and go to this thing here. Oh, must have not worked. Well, anyways, yeah, that was my video, and that was my comment. Two, probably most likely 3 years ago, as I was still employed at one of the world's busiest airports in the world. Maybe not. Yeah, it's one of the busiest airports in the world. Anyway, and that was my advice, even though I'm not a professional, but I do have the experience of having been a schizophrenic and having relieved myself of the symptoms of schizophrenia, which does happen to some extent to a lot of people, but it seems to be a rare occurrence. Some people may not fully recover or have full um, relief from the symptoms of schizophrenia. I don't know because I'm not those people, but I can tell you that I no longer have the symptoms of schizophrenia because I just ignored them, and I learned how to believe contrary to what I believed about the hallucinations and things I was experiencing. But anyways, thanks for sharing, JJ. Says Honesty Angel. So it's yeah, I want the reason why I'm sharing is I don't have to share the story, but the reason why I'm sharing, of course, is to possibly help somebody else who is suffering from the symptoms of schizophrenia. Well, I guess maybe Dan had a problem. I don't know what happened. I didn't see any mic movement or mic thing, but anyway, apparently he dropped out. Anyway, and I don't want to. If he wants to come back in, I don't want to close it out. Maybe it's. I'm still showing a signal here, I guess. Anyways, maybe some other time, maybe we can talk. Somebody wants to talk to me, so I'll just close out here, and then maybe have another live stream sometime. All right. Um, so God bless everybody. Take care, and you know how to be saved or The way to be saved is to draw near to God, and He will sanctify you with His word. Draw near to God, and He will draw near to you.